I told you this morning I was having a shitty morning and stuff.
That's true.
And a guy comes up and says something like that.
Why don't we set the stage? What's been going on? How's your first week in Texas been?
Shitty,
buddy.
It's the fucking end of days here. Gets 3 inches of snow and people are like, it's a foot! I'm like, realistically, a foot of snow is not a lot. No, but it's because everybody here is just so retarded and unprepared, and like the people are just like, we never get this!
Yeah. Well, there's like 2 snow.
We also live in a state. We live in a state where people have lifted trucks and all this thing, and you're telling me that like I see some of them, they're parked on the street because they don't want to be parked in their 15-degree incline driveway. What the fuck? Like it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's true. Like every household has 4-wheel drive, so I don't know. You'd think would be okay even without
all these Texas manners, and they're just like, we have to heat up our homes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things at fault, but first week in Texas, I mean, literally, I haven't even been able to like go out and do anything. One, because of COVID, and then also just because it started like like as soon as it hit like 40 degrees, I remember it, like I didn't see anybody outside, and then it became like this thing of people being like, "Oh my god!" And like the weather has been bad, and the houses aren't built for it. But I don't know. It's just been I've lived in a lot of places where it gets far more severe, and they're prepared for it. But yeah,
Hunter, myself, and my girlfriend and my pets are trapped at the office because Texas doesn't have snow plows, so the roads are covered in about 8 inches of terrifying snow, and we're stuck here, and we're down to a roll and a quarter of toilet paper,
right, and
a half a carton of eggs, and then what do you have left?
I have some chicken breast, and we bought before, because as you've noticed, we're starting to get the cream crew set together here, so I spent about $300 on candy. And I'll tell you something. Candy is not good survival food. It's not. Also, you'll notice that Tom isn't here today. Also, welcome to Cream Crew.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome. I mean, where we got
Flash gets Dawn and Flash gets Hunter.
Yes, and then there's Tom, who is not here today. He's stuck at his house.
Yeah, he fucked me because I also don't live here anymore, and I came in to work on the Charlie Brown cartoon that's out now. And then he was too afraid to drive on just fucking paper dry roads.
Right.
But because it had iced like the day previous, he was too afraid to take his Challenger out, and he left me. And now we're stuck together. Right. But I think it was an act of God that you and I are stuck here together for like a week. This is this is like a trial by fire. If we get through this, then.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been good. It's just literally, we've been lucky enough to where, also in Texas, for people that don't live in Texas, they've been doing like mandatory blackouts, and they've been power outages or pipes freeze, all sorts of stuff. But luckily, it's been relatively normal. It's just, there's no, like, the only thing is like we're just running out of food. And like, and also, not only do we not have a car, but all the stores are just closed. So it's like, there's really no way to do it.
I still wouldn't trade places with Tom, though.
No.
Yeah. So Tom is now without power and without water. I guess he has food, but he doesn't have those other things, which we do have. So
we did have our first hiccup, though.
Our first one?
Yeah, we had our first hiccup last night for sure.
Hiccup, what happened?
I showed Dawn a movie. We had our first movie night, and I'll tell you something. Getting Tom and Dawn to do anything is like fucking pulling teeth. You guys are not regular human beings. You're not. You have your paranoias and your research studies and stuff, and also, but you have your likes and you stick to them. Like if I feel like if we weren't stuck in a house with freezing and you just got done with the cartoon, there's no way you would have sat down and watched MacGruber. There's no way.
If I just finished the cartoon, I would have gone home and slept and played Xbox by myself.
Right, but
I think that's normal.
I've been trying
that's
to
fucking normal, dude. That was like a 36-hour shift. I don't want to watch.
No. I'm saying that if we weren't stuck here, I would agree that if you were dead tired, I'd be like, yeah, go home.
Well, you just said, you mean like if all things were the same and it was the day after the cartoon was done and I'd had sleep, you don't.
No, what I'm saying is that it took that to get you to watch the cartoon. Like for you to be done, for us to be here, you slept a bunch, and then even then you looked like you were about to fall asleep again. I feel like, I'm trying to get this for people that don't know. I'm even trying to start a thing of like Fridays. Even if we're busy at like 5 p.m., we just stop and you enjoy life a little bit, because no matter what, we're going to be in a perpetual hell cycle.
I forgot how to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this Friday was different because of whatever, but I just mean like moving forward, I think like I'm really, even just for myself, that's like a personal goal of mine. That was actually like one of my New Year's resolutions. It's like take time in the week, like even if it's a day or an afternoon, to like you just don't do any, like no work, and you just do that. And that's also going to come off like us being like, oh, we work so much. Well, I mean, we do. I mean, it just takes up a lot of our time, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's an obligatory installment of the show, so we're getting past it.
Right.
But, yeah.
So, no, but yeah, we watched the movie. I love that movie.
So you're calling it a hiccup because I wasn't over the moon about MacGruber.
You didn't have to be over the moon, but you so clearly were like
Mm-hmm.
fighting against having fun, and I feel like it was spiteful. Because there was moments I knew that you were. I know that you were laughing, and you had some funny parts. There's some great parts in the movie.
You know, it's because your laugh is so contagious. It's so charming.
I had some nice belly. I've seen that movie so many times. I still have some nice belly laughter.
Oh my god!
None of it takes it so seriously at all, ever.
It felt very Ace Ventura-esque too. Like
I think I could see
it was
that.
trying to capture the same magic, but it wasn't Jim Carrey. Like
I
I
could see
wonder
that.
if you had MacGruber with Jim Carrey, if it would have been.
I like Will Forte though. You don't like Will Forte?
Yeah, I'm just not too familiar with his.
No,
other stuff.
I enjoy Will Forte.
It seems like a guy.
I think Jim Carrey though, that's a specific taste too.
Right.
Like I think that like it might be Ace Ventura-esque, but it's not like Ace Ventura where it's just literally Jim Carrey show, which is all you need in like a Jim Carrey movie. But like, yeah,
the other guys. So they're all movies that like are trying to be like a cartoon and a movie at the same time. I just think there's something like
it has a very
it's more grounded, the other guys, even though which is weird to say because obviously like The Rock jumps off a building and kills himself and stuff. But.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like even if it's more grounded, I think that there's still something fun about like I don't know, just weird, goofy movies that are it's just like almost throwaway. Like almost all of it is throwaway humor and throwaway story,
right.
And it's just literally a shitty action parody. Like that to me, there's something really endearing about that I appreciate.
We used to watch that fucking Master of Disguise movie when we were children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Does that hold up for you? Is that your favorite movie ever?
No. It was not my favorite movie ever. I just remember like I remember like when I was younger, I really liked the turtle bit. I hate it now. But there's like some good parody stuff. If I always like the
it just takes you back to when you were 12 or something.
But then there's even like references that maybe I didn't understand back then that I understand now that I appreciate.
When was the last time you watched it? I've had enough self-respect to not put it on in like 10, 12 years. Probably
enough self-respect. You hate fun.
Yeah.
You both hate fun.
Yeah.
You hate fun. Is it a weird thing of like, do you feel like you have to be at like a social, like if you watch, like you can't like, you can't lower
myself like, oh, I can't.
Not even that, but you're like, it's beneath me.
Cool.
It makes it beneath me or something.
No, it's just like, I just know it's not going to hold up, you know?
Because I'm a dickhead too about things of like, I will be a contrarian or I'll hate things just because I'm like, eh.
I don't think I'm a contrarian. I think Tom's a contrarian, even though he denies it to a fault. But,
that's a very contrarian thing to say though.
I'm not a contrarian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what Tom says too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that I agree with you.
Both of us, yeah. No, I would watch. I remember even as a kid, I fucking hated that turtle thing, and I respect you less for saying that was your favorite part.
When I was a kid, that was like everybody's favorite part.
Yeah, exactly.
And especially, and then also just the weird racist thing of him being like, become another person, become another, and like doing all the different like accents and shit. Yeah, am I not turtly enough for the turtle flip? I remember when I was a kid that made my fucking asshole bleed. I was laughing so hard.
I think I thought it was cool that he was like Captain America, and it was disappointing they belabored the turtle shit so much.
That or the when the guy always laughs and he farts at the end of his laughs.
God.
Remember that?
Man, maybe I didn't even like that movie then.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
You were telling me that when you were younger and you watched a guy who's like, ha ha ha, and he just like,
doesn't he like run away farting or something? Or was that
at the
Kung
end?
Pao? Yeah, that's right.
It's so stupid. Yeah.
Christ.
Kung Pao. Now that a movie, I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
No, I'll bet that holds up too. Yeah, we're gonna watch a movie later. You want to watch Kung Pao?
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, I will be crying laughing.
Yeah, I hope I am too. I expect to.
That movie, that is gold. You know that guy did like he did that movie like The Backyard, the cow movie from Nickelodeon. Remember back in the day? It was like Backyardigans or what the fuck was that?
It was Barnyard.
Barnyard.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, he did that.
He directed it, or
he was also the guy that did the. He was also the guy that did like the. Like you put the eyes on your chin and you film it upside down. Like,
of course
he did that.
Of course,
but he made probably single-handedly. I mean, I would think that honestly, this is probably my top 3 comedy films of all time.
Kung Pao.
No. Well, top 3.
Yeah, top 3 easily. Well, is it 3 then?
I would say it's 3.
Okay.
And then Team America World Police is probably 2.
Oh, okay. Then what's
and then 1 would probably be Naked Gun.
Of course.
Naked Gun. I'm telling you, when I watch Naked Gun, I mean, it's almost physically painful for me. I don't know what that movie does to me, but I even got my wife on it. My wife was like, I don't really know. I watched with her, and she was. It's so good, and it's because Leslie Nielsen. It's like the perfect amount of time for the movie. It doesn't go too long, but Leslie Nielsen, perfect for that role.
God,
and everything about that movie, it's so charming. It isn't like overly vulgar. It's just like it's the perfect thing for what I need to just like. It's like one of the things like, oh god, yeah, and you're like, yeah. It's just like you get every kind of laughter out of it. It's great.
We need to watch. We'll do Kung Pao tonight and the fucking Naked Gun tomorrow. Then I guess
I'm down.
And then I get to pick. I think number 1 for me is probably The Other Guys. Still,
your favorite comedy movie of all time is The Other Guys.
I think it might be. Yeah.
I remember I liked it a lot back.
Just off the top of my head, like my favorite comedy movies ever is probably Team America, obviously, and then The Other Guys, and then like Tropic Thunder. And
Tropic Thunder's a good one.
Hot Tub Time Machine actually.
I remember when I was
up really well.
When I was in high school, I really loved Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, I never saw the sequel. Did you?
I did. It was terrible. Yeah.
Well, why don't we get Tom on the phone?
We can
see if he answers.
Yeah, maybe give him a call.
So once again, Tom is in his new house without power or water because, well, I guess I should thank him for not saving me the other day because I'd be in the same situation. But now,
do you think? Wait, did you ask him? Did you ask him to like take you back home?
Well, that was the assumption, but yeah, it snowed a little.
I know he was having trouble. It was weird. As he was telling me is that he was like, "Yeah, my power's out," but also he said that his reception was off too.
Yeah, so that's where he's at. So I guess he doesn't have internet, and he doesn't have water, and he doesn't have power, and he's I hope he dies. Actually, that'd be cool.
That'd be kind of crazy if he did die. Right?
If he died, I mean, I'd be sad for a bit, but you know,
what would you do?
I think
if Tom died, would you?
I think I'd carry on. I mean, you know, he brings the ads to the table, obviously.
Well, you do. I mean, you could do the ads.
Maybe. Yeah.
No, you could.
Yeah, I think so.
You know how to do it. You've seen it.
Yeah, if I could just copy that.
Yeah, what does he do? He brings the idea sometimes.
He just puts a helmet on. Yeah, just sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys write the tunes together. I could help you with that for a little bit until you maybe find another guy. Or you
I think I was thinking about this morning. I think I could keep it going between you and like some other people I know. We could write some cartoons. It'd be funny.
Write some cartoons.
I make the whole fucking thing myself. Yeah.
Guess what? No more 50-50.
That's right.
100. Yeah. That's a good thing about Meat Canyon cartoon. Meat Canyon channel, man.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys don't have to look at things. What is that? What is half of that? Nope. No more. 100.
So that's kind of.
So are we saying that we kind of wish Tom passes away?
I mean,
if Tom died, what would be the way that you want to hear how he died? You know what I'd love to hear? I'd love to hear if Tom died, him and his wife were like frozen, but in separate rooms. Like they couldn't even cuddle together. Like Tom was so void of love that he couldn't even like bound together body heat.
The separate bed he didn't tell us about.
Actually, I wish his wife would survive though. Like she survives.
Right. Yeah. Well, she's like a Viking.
Yeah, she's like a Viking woman.
Yeah,
so
she'll be all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What pose do you think you find Tom dead in?
I think Tom.
What do you think he's doing?
Well, knowing Tom, he would like be like shivering, and he'd be like, "What's the best pose to be in while freezing to death or something?" So I would probably research that, and I assume it would be like a fetus kind of
You think
position.
He'd research it? Like what is the best?
Yes, I would think he would research it 100%. If you're telling me if he's like, "Well, going to die," he called me this morning and he was like, "Yeah, just give me like an update," as if I care. But he was like, he gave me an update on all, and I'm like, he's 100% like researching what he needs to be doing.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad because obviously the episode didn't go up yesterday, and he called me, and I thought he was calling to nag me that the episode didn't go up, and I was like, what? Like, what do you want? You know? He's like, oh, I'm just calling to let you know that I'm alive because I'm sure that you were both concerned.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking
we've
like
had heat on.
You're home. You have a shower. You have like
we've had heat on. I played a couple games of Warzone yesterday while working. New tune's coming out. New tune is coming along actually as well, so it's going good. Really, I mean, literally, what we have here is first world problems of like we have some chicken, but really we're just like I want pizza. Really, it's like if anything, we have a want for enough. Like I have no want for the food that's in my house, and also I can't eat any more candy.
I'm still complaining. Yeah, the candy as well. I mean, I think that's going to be day 4. That's in a couple days.
Yeah,
yeah,
too much. I mean, I'm getting to the point I was telling you this morning. Even I was like, if I eat any more candy, I think I might literally throw up. Like just from eating. Like like you ever like, it's like bad texture, or like it's something gross or something. It's not that like candy's bad. I mean, it's good tasting, but I think that I'm not a big sweets guy. Like I'm a big fat bastard, but it's from other things. But I'm not a big sweets guy, and I feel like if I ate more sweets, I would just throw up. Like my body would just reject it.
Well, how deep are you? Like, you didn't fully demonstrate how much of this set you've dug into at this point.
No, I mean, really not a lot. I mean, like I had some candy last night when we watched the movie, like a candy thing.
Yeah.
And then I think like a couple days, the days that we bought it, I think I had 1 box of Milk Duds. I mean, I'm just not a sweets guy. So like, but I'm getting to that point where I'm even like looking at this stuff and I'm like, and also, if you have to think, there's like just no nutritional value to any of this. At least with like the chicken, I can get some protein in or whatever. This is like you eat this stuff, you have a headache.
I think it might literally be like day 5 of this too. We're just gonna be rationing gummy worms just to keep the blood sugar going.
Well, we can't. I spent all this money on this set. Right? This is part of the set now.
Well, we're in fucking crisis mode.
I don't care. It's off limits.
I think it's a test.
I'm gonna take that fucking thing of Raid right there, and I'm gonna spray it all over the candy.
Do you believe in simulation theory?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Have you heard of simulation theory?
No, I haven't heard. Is it like a Mark Zuckerberg thing or something?
No, Mark Zuckerberg.
So I'm guessing a simulation theory, just that you're all just like a Matrix type thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the thought experiment goes that with the
thought experiment.
You
and Tom, man. This is
the infallible, irrefutable thought experiment goes that with the trackable increase in computing power and video game simulation and stuff like that, eventually our reality theoretically should be able to simulate reality for like simulated AI beings that bounce off each other and talk to each other, etc. Right? And then if you are able to do that, if you're able to simulate a reality that's like truly a simulation down to an atomic level, then within that simulated reality, which also has its own timeline, that simulated civilization also eventually gets to a point where they can also simulate their own reality, right?
It's like an infinite loop.
Exactly. So.
But why does that matter?
Well, because with that thought experiment, it eventually gets to the point where there's like way more in infinite realities than a real one, and at that point it's like improbable to think that the reality you are experiencing is the actually real one at the top versus.
Does that matter though?
I mean, not really, but if this was a computer simulation and somebody is running it on a computer, it would stand to reason that they could then intervene in the simulation and drop into the simulation,
right?
And like be like, I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg, like I'm going to be the smartest, richest guy with all these like electrons bouncing around, because we're NPCs,
right?
And they're not. So you've never heard of that though. You don't make anything.
Why would that matter?
Well, it's just interesting.
So would you be like, you're trying to get to a place to where you can be like the god amongst the NPCs?
No, I don't think I get to.
Or are you just saying that like
I think
we're a part of that? Like,
I think we're just electrons, man.
Well, that's fine. Well, then who cares? If you don't know, why would you care?
Because it's interesting.
Is it?
You like to think about interesting
things?
That's
literally, well, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's a kind of interesting, I guess. But I mean, it sounds like normal life. You're living a thing. You're going day to day.
Well, the thing that interests me is the idea that we are living in a reality that has thrall. That someone above us has thrall over a reality.
That is already happening in our own reality. Let's say that's not even a thing.
No, I mean that's the concept of like a functional God, like a God. There actually is a God.
Like, there is Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
Well, yeah, obviously, sure. But maybe Jesus Christ is like a nerd.
Yeah, who cares if he is? He's God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
my whole thing is, who cares? I feel like you're trying to skew this to be a bad thing.
Because this whole Texas, you and I walked in this thing is just part of the simulation. Somebody contrived this.
Yeah, that's still an experience between us. That's still things that we're experiencing.
Yeah, but it's contrived. It's like all of this is happening just for me and you, man.
That's fine.
Two YouTubers.
Cool. I'm down with that.
We're gonna kill a couple hundred homeless people with hypothermia so that me, Canyon, and Flash Kids are stuck under a roof for a week.
Well, let's be honest. So Flash gets a Meat Canyon. Can wait for McDonald's to open back up so he can get burgers and pizza again. That's really what it's waiting for.
Yeah, but it's interesting. This is like a moment of our lives.
You keep saying it's interesting, but I think you're just saying that.
I'm not just saying it. I think it's interesting.
I mean, I guess it's interesting. It sounds like a living organism experience.
Me and you are more important than everyone else.
That's not true. I don't stand with that. my political standpoint, I don't believe so.
Me and you are more important than anyone else because we're more successful. So clearly, the simulation gods have been like, I'm gonna move some.
You know what I think it is? I think that it's poetic justice that it happens to Tom. And when he freezes to death, and we find his
but what if somebody's controlling the poetic justice? What if someone's like, you know what?
Then they're a kind and gentle God. Just let him control it and have him kill Tom. Regardless, we hope Tom dies in any situation. Let's say it's a stimulation. I hope what fucking nerd is running this from Mark Zuckerberg guy, I hope that he put, like, literally defrost everything, leave Tom, let his wife live because she's a good person, but let Tom die.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying, and I hate to say this, but I say make him suffer just a bit. I want Tom to be able to suffer just a tad in this life.
You would never.
He says he suffers, but I don't think that man has experienced any hardship in his life.
How are we going to hear about it, though? Like, in this contrived system,
we'll hear about it.
This is happening.
We'll hear about it in the evidence of his death. I feel like he's the kind of guy who it's like, like whenever you see like those horrible things of like you go into a house that a dog's dead in there, but you see like the walls are clawed because like at some point the dog was like clawing to get. That's what's gonna happen with Tom. Immediately, a day, and he's not gonna last long. He's not built for longevity. If he doesn't have his stuff, he's mentally gonna fold in on himself like a goddamn neutron star. So he's just gonna probably shit his pants. The three things I'm gonna look for. Does he have shit in his pants? Like shit and piss in his pants? Did he try eating some inanimate object or like an object that isn't food to survive?
That'd be good.
And then also, did he claw away at the walls just out of pure insanity?
Maybe he tries to eat his $500 Akuma statue.
That'd be a shame.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, because we have some stuff to gain from him dying, and that would be one of them. I think that would be a great communal piece for the studio.
I mean, the little Tom shoe marks on it, though, this jaggy ass.
Oh, that'd be even better. Yeah, okay, that's true. I would kind of want that.
It adds value.
Yeah, it adds value to myself. I think that, it'd be funny, though, if he did die. And we had like a nice little pedestal with that statue, and it had like his fucking teeth marks in it from when he was gnawing at it. And then it just says "In Memoriam to Tom," not even his full name, just to Tom.
To Tom, yeah, that guy, yeah. I mean, it all just seems so beautifully contrived. It's poetic justice, as you were saying, but it's just like a little too. It would be too neat and tidy.
It would be poetic justice because. Well, you got to watch out because you're falling in this now too. It's like you guys live you live life so confined and so calculated to where it's like you have this weird notion. You're like, I want to live to be 104. Why?
Well, because I'm not living now, so I'm kicking.
You're living now. You just don't appreciate it.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Well, that's what you.
So I'm kicking the can down the road under this this fantasy that one day I won't have to work this much, and then I will be able to live then when I'm like.
Oh, sure, but I think that later. Still even I'm doing that now too. Of you work hard now to where it's like you're set up.
I think you carve out way more time for yourself than we do, and I admire you for that.
Well, I think it's realistic. I just think you guys don't give yourself an ounce, or you use. Or one thing I've seen that I've noticed is that you use a lot of time for contemplation or being sad.
It's true.
So you sit there and a lot of the time it's just being like, oh, I can't believe I have to do this, but then you don't realize how much time that's taking. Instead of just being working and just give yourself a little breather. Give yourself a little breathing room.
I was mad when we moved out because I have those couches. And Tom, of course, was insistent on just blank slate, delete everything in the house.
Right.
And we're not going to have anywhere to sit or lounge. Every single space is going to be like a workspace. But yeah, it's a serious part of my psyche to go out and lay on the couch and just stare at the ceiling.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, even in the studio, you're saying about getting a
I'm going to get a therapy,
a therapy chair.
A therapy chair, yeah.
Yeah, one of those things that doesn't have it's like a open-ended slab thing.
Yeah. So
it's a lot of time. You don't think you realize? I mean, that's whenever you're taking a shit, you're just like, oh, I'm just scrolling your phone, and you realize 20 minutes have gone by.
That's why. That's why it's good that you're here because you can teach us about life. Teach me to
I'm trying
things again. I know you are.
I don't think that there's not much I can do.
You rolled out MacGruber. That was.
I did, and I was like, all right,
MacGruber. And I was like, no.
I want to hear people in the comments if they like MacGruber. I want you to be honest too.
Dude,
if you didn't like it, be honest. But
I don't think you're gonna win this one. I mean,
I hope I do. I hope that people out there
it
enjoy
is
it.
skewed. This is not like a scientific poll because I think people.
I think
like
if
you
I
more.
say be honest. If you've actually seen it, let me know. I mean, you have to probably think of like a percentage, like 30% is going to lie. Let's say I would say with the size group we have now, it's not like a huge crazy thing, you know. Like I mean, like we have enough to where I feel like we would get natural. There's good, kind-hearted people that would respond honestly.
I mean, it wasn't like the worst comedy I've ever seen. But
no, but I'm saying like the appreciation I had. Like they're like, oh, that movie's really funny. Yeah,
right.
That's what I want to see. Because you could even say like, oh, I hate it. That's fine. That you just go on the side.
Yeah, Italian.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, there's got to be people out there that, because I mean, I feel like my taste isn't the worst, and I feel like if I feel this way, definitely other people feel this way.
Have you ever walked out of a comedy movie? You seem like a man that walks out of movies. So
no, I've only walked out. I think I've walked out of 2 movies I can remember. Which was
It Part 2 was one of them.
Yeah, definitely. It Part 2 was one of them. To be fair, I was very drunk. I'm sure if I watched it now, I could. It's not even the fact that it's not a watchable movie. It's just like something where. With horror movies, I'm very particular, and I love horror movies. Mm-hmm. But with that whole thing, it just felt like
yeah, it was bad.
I was just gritting my teeth. I was like, oh, God, like it just felt like I was exhausted. Once again, very drunk, so that was amplified because I could have sat there and watched it, but I just was like, I just don't care.
You think that bartender was trying to fuck you?
No,
no chance.
No, when to give context. Thank you for giving context. At first, is I went back to the bar and the guy was like giving me free drinks and stuff. And I think it was just because what I honestly think it was is I think he probably thought it was funny because I was just a big fat loser getting drunk at the movie theater. I would have paid for all of it more than happily,
right.
You know, but I didn't.
Right.
I got a lot of free drinks. I think on like the heavier stuff, like I think I ordered like 2 or 3 Manhattans and then like 2 or 3 old fashioned. I mean, I was fucked. You know what I like a lot is Shirley Temples. I'd still drink a Shirley Temple to this day, like the non-alcoholic Shirley Temple that like 8-year-olds get.
Of course you do.
Oh yeah, you know like you don't like a Shirley Temple?
I liked them when I was a kid. Like that was the treat.
You're telling me like right now, if like today we could make Shirley Temples, you would not have one.
It'd be all right. I'd have one.
Okay, dude. Well, first off, don't say it'd be all right. I mean, like, would you have one or not?
I don't. It depends on the situation.
If I had the ability to make you Shirley Temples right now,
dude, I never drink like soda. Yeah, today I would. Today
you don't drink soda. You've been chugging Coke Zero. We have like $400 worth of Coke Zero
because of the scenario. We're fucking stuck here.
Yeah, there's water. There's all sorts of shit.
Yeah, but I don't have any coffee.
And coffee.
The coffee's gone, man.
You drank all of that Colombian coffee?
All the coffee's gone.
Was it already partially empty when you brought it?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Oh, okay. When I saw it, I thought it was a new thing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought it from home.
Yeah, you have he had some McCafe Colombian brand.
No, I mean, me and Tom as people, and we talked about this, are just perpetually falling apart and defending ourselves, defending our YouTube, everything. It's just like a perpetual.
What do you mean?
Fear cycle. So we'll even.
What do you mean defending yourself and defending your channel?
Defending our health. Like there was that whole saga of ShowQuest. Your ShowQuest #1 biggest fan.
Yes.
Where Tom's face was going numb. He was having like all these neurological issues, and right around the same time, I started having like fucking heart palpitations.
You can't eat a fucking slice of cheese without having a migraine.
Yeah, you can't have dairy; it makes his face freeze.
And I was like, "Oh, it's lactose." I'm not lactose intolerant. I just get headaches when I eat dairy.
To be fair, it also gives him like a cystic like spot like on his gooch.
Boils on his ass. So is it on his gooch or his ass cheeks?
His gooch, yeah. Like
that'd be painful.
You can't
I feel like that would be as comparable.
I used to make fun of him, but you can't really, like, with those consequences.
Sure you can. Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's fair enough.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, I wouldn't care. Whatever. Also, it's a like boils on your gooch. Like it's hard not to make fun of that.
I mean, for not being able to eat cheese or whatever. Like if that was happening to me, I wouldn't either. I empathize purely.
No, I mean, to me, I'm like one, if he eats cheese, you know the consequences. So if it happens, like you know what happened. Also, it's just funny. Like you can't eat like that's just.
It's definitely funny, but to like give him shit for it, like don't for eating cheese because that's gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely. That seems like a given.
Right.
Imagine all the stuff. Imagine all the stuff that he says to you, like just even from like the way that. You know, like you're even like the speech thing that you're going through all the thing he does all the time. Well, why would you not hop on that all the time?
Because I'm a better person. Clearly.
No, well, you're playing the wrong game. You're playing the wrong game because he doesn't care if you're the better person. He just wants to win.
Oh no, I know he doesn't.
Yeah,
I know he just wants to win.
Yeah, so really,
that's why we both hope that he dies.
Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I hope he dies. And the only thing he has to eat in his house is a fucking brick of cheese. and they find him, and it's just like these cystic boils on his asshole and his taint and all that shit.
It's probably a brick of soy. His girlfriend's a like vegan. You know, it's funny. Tom dresses like a soy boy.
He does, yeah.
He has the facial hair of a soy boy.
He has 3 shirts. I've only seen him wear 3 shirts. And one of them's my merch, so I have to say thank you. Actually, we should keep him alive so I can have people buy my merch.
That's true.
He does buy my. You know, I will say. You know what you say about Tom? He's a piece of shit.
Right.
I just wanted to give that a minute to breathe. He's a piece of shit, self-centered, narcissistic piece of shit. You really can't rely on him. But he'll buy your merch.
Yeah, and he'll wear it.
And he'll wear it. And he said, you know what's the thing too is I thought for a while that he was being ingenuine when he's like, oh, I like it a lot. But no, I mean, I've seen him wear that Meat Canyon 500, like when I had the 500,000 subscriber shirt. He wears it a lot.
Well, it's also like 100% vanity though. It's about how like the sleeves fit and stuff. Like he goes on and on about it.
Oh, so it's I
think it could have been like anything.
Yeah, so if you would have that shirt, all right, never mind. Let him die. Let him rot.
It's not like Hunter Hancock's face on my back, just really.
No, not even that. But like I just like him and like I just like the shirt a lot. It's great. Yeah, no, it is just to be like I like the way my arms look.
Yeah,
yeah. No, okay, yeah, let him rot then.
Yeah. Let him rot. That's right. I hope he has a block of soy between his mouth that he was a frozen block of soy that he was trying to chip away at.
Are you vegan?
I'm not.
You're not. I think my wife. Well, my wife is like more of like it's one of those things where it's like she does. I've had vegan options of like Impossible Burgers. Impossible Burgers taste awesome.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Yeah, to be fair,
it's fucking great. I'll tell you something too, though. I prefer turkey burgers even over like beef. I like beef sometimes, but like I can't remember the last time I've actually bought like ground beef. I
think you just feel like shit after you eat it. That's the
problem. I feel very heavy.
Yeah.
I feel like super sleepy. Well, that's the thing with turkey though too. Like turkey, it has the was it melatonin in it and shit. So
I think that's bullshit. The lecithin thing.
You think so?
Yeah.
I find that maybe.
Well, the problem is, like everyone says, oh, the lecithin knocked me out, but you also just ate like 6,000 calories for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So. I don't know. I mean, like regardless is just like the grease and stuff. I just even hate the way that like when I eat it, I feel greasy and shit. It's delicious. Like I mean, I will still go to restaurants and get like beef burgers because they're awesome. Like we got those local burgers here and they were fucking great.
Yeah, hot dogs.
I got like a buffalo burger that had like hot sauce and blue cheese on it, and it was fucking.
I'm glad you liked that, man. I thought you would think it was mediocre.
No, it was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge stickler though. I mean, I see the thing about me, Don. I'll tell you a little something about me.
You just like stuff.
I like liking things.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Imagine
I just find that really
imagine
hard.
putting yourself in that mindset.
I can't. I try.
You literally can't.
I sit down in here and I try.
No, you don't try. You can bat against it. It's a continuous fight.
I mean, it's a mode of being. I don't know where this came from, but
it's because you and Tom have a superiority complex.
No,
I think so.
No,
I think so.
It's impossible.
Is it impossible?
Yeah. I mean, I do think that you and I are like more important than everyone else. And simulation theory.
Simulation
theory.
Simulation theory.
Like it's part of an experiment. Like we were both placed under this house to bounce off each other for a week.
That's because I prayed every night and I told God. I said,
me too,
please
man.
let me know.
I would have pegged you for agnostic, actually, if I had to pick.
I don't like the whole agnostic or nihilistic thing. Agnostic to me is like such like a fucking like.
It's a cop out.
It's a pussy thing of like being like take a stance, and then nihilistic to me is just like you're just an asshole.
Right.
Like, and that's why I feel like Tom is probably nihilistic.
Oh
and, yeah. And
I mean, fucking. And
it makes you miserable.
Selective empathy.
Yeah, it makes you miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
You think he's freezing to death with and he exercises some selective empathy. He just like shuts down for.
I love it. Tom, I'm so cold. It's okay. It's all right, I guess. I look in Tom's eyes, and you know what?
He's like trying to feign it, just like dead eyed. I imagine like his cold house with no electricity, and his cold dead eyes,
touching his porcelain doll of a wife. Like,
it's okay. It's okay.
It'll be all right. And really, he's thinking in his mind, what's the easiest way for me to survive? Not us. What's the easiest way for me to survive?
What am I going to have to do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God he didn't take the cat. I think he would have eaten the cat like already.
The cat would have been fine. I feel like animals are very good
You think he eats before Torrance?
I feel like
it depends. It depends on the surrounding circumstances.
You know what he would say? You know what he would do? He would research what tastes better. I'm not even joking. I feel like he did. What's more?
I just have to go out in the street to get some reception for a few minutes. Yeah.
All right, come down here. Or sorry, I don't know if I was to say her name. But
we'll just bleep it out.
Just bleep it out. Yeah. I'm telling you, I feel like his entire being is being like after it's said and done, he's like, well, if I eat my wife, will people still look at me the same way? And it's like, Google, will people still look at me the same way during a fucking apocalypse if I eat my wife? And it's like, people are usually studies have proven that people are usually he'd be like, all right, fine, I can do it.
I think what it would be, as much as he loves that cat, if he did have Torrance, is if he saw that was ailing and he deduced that she's not going to make it anyway.
Yeah, it's like
that would be the rationalization.
It's like Torrance is going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, nothing can kill that fucking cat. Yeah. I mean, you got to keep him company.
Yeah. So. What am I going to do? Just leave him not like, am I not going to keep him company? Yeah, it'd be kind of a shame. It's like, what do I want to, like, I think that, it would be like, he's definitely going to survive. So it's like, am I going to be here by myself? Or am I going to like.
Do you think that he puts her out of her misery or just waits? Do you think he waits it out?
I think he waits it out.
I think so.
I don't think he's enough man to kill somebody.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
If you knew that somebody was going to die, would you just put them? I feel like I would. I feel like I'd put them out of their misery.
If you knew 100% they would.
Yeah.
Like if there's no ambiguity and they're like agony and stuff.
That especially if it's like doomsday type thing. But then again, I think of the movie, another horror callback to The Mist. Have you ever seen that? It's a Stephen King book.
I have not seen it. I know what happens though.
It's like so at the end of it,
shit, right?
it's like this mist that's blocking the town. There's monsters, like Lovecraftian monsters in it, blah, blah, blah. So at the end, it's just they run out of gas, and at this point, it's just they're just waiting to die. So there's only so many amount of bullets in the gun that one of them has to survive. So he kills everybody, like including like this girl and his son and this other guy, and he's left alive. And as soon as he does that, the mist clears.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would happen. But the problem is, I feel like for me, I would be devastated. But I feel like if that happened to Tom, I feel like he'd just be like, thank God it's over.
What he'd say is like, I was operating on a set of information 5 minutes ago. And that's I just did what I could, I did the best I could do.
Which is, I guess that's, to be fair, it's true. But I feel like the thing is he would have no, he'd be like, well, I mean, time, it sounded like a good idea. Like there would be no repercussions.
Yeah. So he eats. What do you think he does to get away with it?
I feel like the way he gets away with it is that he's like, I was never married, and he eats her whole, like even bones and all. Like I feel like he's the kind of person that's like, then 40 years later they make a documentary about it's just like the fucking like he's like a new Jack the Ripper type thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
What part of England is he from again, or can we say that? Doesn't matter.
Just the south, southern.
So like South England. So they call him like the South, like I don't know, some like name. You know what I mean? Right. Some kind of like weird murder name, and it's just like a cannibal, and there's like tapes of him talking. It's like still pictures of him and his wife.
Raid Shadow Legends ads.
Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends ads fueled his hunger.
Look at his eye. Yeah, if they made like a biopic about Tom in like 20 years when it comes out that he ate his wife,
100%, it would be. They
would feature those fucking ads.
He would be like, they'd be like the Raid Shadow Legends advert, and also he was half of Flash Gets. Mm-hmm. Versus like they'd be like, he made cartoons for Flash Gets, blah blah. That'd be the front and center thing.
Right.
Do we have the fog machine remote?
It's just in the box, I think.
Man, I'd love to show the people. So we can
get that going and see if the set burns down while we're talking.
It'd be cool. It'd be nice to see. But while he's doing this, I will say, as you can see, we've gotten a bunch of stuff. As this comes along, it's gonna be a fun thing. I think we have a lot of plans for this set. We're gonna put more money into it, and like it's just something too of like you want to have it be visually fun, but then also we want to have fun while we come and record here. So we've been like having a good time thinking about what we're gonna do, but it's been a nice little it's been a nice time trying to figure out like what exactly we're gonna do. We have a lot of fun ideas. I feel like I want to shout from the rooftops what we want to do, but it's got to be a mystery.
Yeah, we can't tell.
Yeah, you want to like slowly reveal it over time.
How much have you spent on this so far? How much do we owe you? How much candy is this so far?
Well, it's $300 worth of candy, and I spent about $600 worth of props.
Right.
But
we probably have like $3,000 or $4,000 to go. too.
I would say so.
Yeah.
But to be fair, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But over time, I mean, it's going to be over time. It's kind of like when people say, like, how much is your setup worth? But it's like, that's years of...
Yeah.
Like
I hope it doesn't take years. Hope it's
no.
I'm
saying like
blow that money in
if
3
somebody's
weeks.
on your stream, right, and you have like a really expensive camera, a really expensive
Well,
computer.
yeah.
That's like it takes time. This stuff is like a couple $1,000 split between 3 people,
right,
over months or whatever. Cool. Maybe not even months.
Yeah,
it could be even just an upfront cost.
I hope it's just a month. Yeah,
I'd like to, but I mean, with how God forbid, let's hope that the fucking storm ceases to be and we can live a little bit.
And hey, I'll have a windfall if Tom dies. You know, you think you left me in his will? I don't think so.
No, I don't think he left anybody anything.
I don't think so.
I will say that Akuma doll. I'm telling you, he probably said like bury me with it. That thing is not going to go with him into the grave. I will steal it.
God, that'd be cool. That had shoe marks on it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, little like. Have you seen his bottom row of teeth?
Tom's?
Yeah, just the.
Is it just British? Probably.
It's
looks like the fucking like looks like that trail in Dragon Ball Z. Like what's the heaven trailiest run?
Yeah, the snake bridge.
Whatever that
dragon
thing,
bridge.
So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty jealous of it, to be fair.
The Akuma doll?
Did you ever get to see it in person?
Not yet. No.
He took it first. Yeah. No, it was pretty good. It was like it had a lot number on it, right? Whenever they make something like that, they only make like $250.
Yes, yeah, like a
because only a fucking lunatic would spend $500 on a Akuma doll. But his like, and it was years ago this came out. It was for like Street Fighter 5 for PlayStation 4 or 5 or whatever. So that's been like 5-6 years.
Probably
or something.
PlayStation 4. Yeah.
His lot number was number 18 out of 250. It was like 18 out of 250. 18, as in like 18th person to spend $500
yeah.
on it.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Like 6 years.
Yeah. I feel like people would buy that shit. Dude, the collector's game is crazy. Collectors go crazy, especially for statues like that. And it's not a doll, it's a statue. But still, I mean, I'm going to call it a doll because fuck them. But yeah. Who's your favorite Street Fighter person?
Probably Akuma. But now I can't get a doll because it's just.
Do you think Akuma's your favorite?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was somebody else.
It used to be Guile. But
who's that?
Because the like American guy with the French fries hair.
Is that the guy in the red gi, or is that the guy that has the commando?
Yeah, the commando guy.
Okay,
he's got the crazy like fan hair. Yeah. No, I had Street Fighter 2 growing up, and Akuma wasn't a thing yet, like in that game.
So Guile was just your favorite.
Yeah, he was the winning.
Are you still a big Guile fan?
No, actually, I think I've grown out of it. Really? I think when I was a kid, I liked to spam Sonic Boom. Like that was my winning move.
Right.
I didn't know how to do fucking.
Who else besides Akuma then? Like who? Like there has to be somebody on par. There's a lot of great Street Fighter characters, right?
I think.
Like if you had your own statue, who would you get now?
Well, that's the thing. I just liked Akuma. He was the best.
So you wouldn't even get
the muscles and stuff. Yeah, I can't actually picture any other character. Maybe M. Bison. He's pretty cool.
He's cool.
Yeah.
There's some cool statues too. I've seen of him like levitating and shit. That's like the lieutenant dude, right?
Yeah, the Nazi guy.
Pretty much, yeah. With the white eyes, but he's all jacked and shit.
He does like purple magic. Yeah.
It's odd that they made him so jacked and he still does magic. Like I don't really ever see him punch. It's always just kind of like he's like floating and shooting orbs.
He's got that magic, the Nazi magic, dude. Or maybe he was communist. I can't remember.
I would probably say more kind of like Russian.
Yeah.
He gave off more of a Russian vibe.
Yeah,
you know what's a movie we should watch? We should watch the Street Fighter animated.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen it. It looks great.
Street Fighter 2, the animated movie.
The movie or whatever is awesome.
Yeah. It's just based on the game. Yeah, we'll have to do that. So what do we have now? We have Kung Pao,
and Street Fighter 2, and then also Naked Gun.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's our week. That's how we'll survive.
That's the survival.
We'll know a lot more about each other by next Monday.
You want to take a piss, and then
I also need to piss.
To get it back, why don't you hit us with a little something?
Oh, right.
How's that look? Yeah, that actually looks pretty good today.
It isn't like hazing up the whole room yet.
Yeah, I mean it will, but the deal is like, this is some of the stuff we're going to be adding to the Cream Crusade. I saw some people bitching already in the comments about like, oh, well, I guess 100 sets already done down. First off, I had a painted wall with a neon sign.
Yeah, you brought it down into our level, our fucking level.
Yeah, but I mean, young people were saying too, why is there caution tape? I swear to God, dude, people have no fucking imagination at all. Nothing. We have caution tape because our set's under construction.
It was a hilarious joke. We got the...
Not even hilarious. It just makes sense.
I do wish you got just 100% Spanish caution tape. That would have been funnier.
I mean, I didn't get it. It was Justin.
Oh, well, Justin fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin, put a video of yourself lashing yourself with like some kind of appliance in your house. Beat red and naked, just whipping yourself.
This is going to become a feature of this podcast, though, is just inhaling Glycol.
We're going to have to do something because, it definitely smells like... I was telling whenever we first did it, it filled the room. I think we did too much. It filled the room, and it smelled like what you would assume a really cheap haunted house smells like. It was it was bad. You don't have to be safe. Do it one more time. Give a little, one more hit.
Just one more gas.
Yeah. Try to tell me that doesn't look awesome, though. If we can get that controlled with the green light and stuff. And you know what? I don't even want to go into what we'll what the concept is we're looking for. I think over time I just want it to get slowly revealed because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Good. There's an interesting series of events saying that Don he is heavily invested into Evangelion now. The anime has.
No thanks. I don't think I saw that suggested once.
No.
Yeah, that wasn't their suggestion. It's kind of like neither here nor there. That's not like a pat on the back for you guys.
We're getting some common ground. I mean, it's not me, but we're at least getting some common ground with our anime loving viewers that you are starting to maybe see the light a little bit.
Dude, I'm not seeing any light.
What are you talking? You were telling me that you love the show.
Yeah, I don't think Evangelion is like even recognizable as anime compared to what these people are.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's still anime.
Versus what these people... Yeah, I mean, okay, they've
I mean, but it's like,
they've been drawn with big, funny eyes, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, it's still anime. I don't think that you can still... It's like old metalheads reaching out to younger metalheads who listen to new stuff. It's like there's the appreciation of it's still the same kind of...
But even there isn't an understanding or appreciation. Like I think people that like are purely into like the new stuff, just like the kind of boring hardcore stuff, you know, like my girlfriend considers the big four like not real metal. They think like the present day stuff is real metal.
I think that we have to get
Metallica and Megadeth.
There's
and all
a thing too about it's all elitism within regards.
I can't get into it. I can't get into like Escape the Fate and stuff. I can't appreciate it. You know,
I just
feel like a little insulting when those like scene kids walk out of Hot Topic and they're like, yeah, this is metal.
Okay, well, first off, it's not fucking 2007 anymore, Don.
It's still a thing.
It's not a thing. If you walk out of Hot Topic, you have meme clothes, internet funny clothes. That's what Hot Topic is now.
No, you still wander back there. There's still a creature working at the counter, and there's still metal shirts.
The creature is now a Redditor.
Is that what they're called now?
Yeah, they're
rebranded.
Yeah, the days of like it being like the scene kind of thing, because that's back in my day. Well, before even I knew it, while like Hot Topic was new, it was all like goth stuff.
Yeah,
and then that slowly changed into like new, even like early internet stuff started showing up at Hot Topic. And then it was like scene kid clothes. The largest fucking shirt size they had was an extra small. You know what I mean? Like it was like itty bitty teen clothes.
I get what you're saying, but I think those Escape the Fate kids are still out there and they still shop at Hot Topic, and you still go back there and it's like it's playing on loop.
Well, the thing about
playing on loop there.
The thing about Escape the Fate is I think it's rap now at Hot Topic.
No,
100%.
Maybe in Missouri. Kind of backwards. What are you talking about?
No, man, I'm telling you, I think that it's because it's young music is what it is, and now young music is like the emo rap and stuff.
Well, I haven't been to a mall in like 11 years,
so you have no perspective, so you're talking out your ass.
I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm still 22, and everything is the same way as it was 6 years ago, and
yeah.
Even
those older bands now too. All those old scene bands, they're going more like a Motley Crue type thing. That's what happened with a lot of them. Like Black Veil Brides went into like a Motley Crue thing where they were like, we're like a young. It's like they became like late '80s glam, like Guns N' Roses '80s, like late Motley Crue, like leather jackets and like
just with like their aesthetic and
stuff.
Yeah. Wow,
and even they kind of like they're not as like I wouldn't say that they're just more mainstream like pop rock. Like you like I remember like even when I was in college, I would hear Escape the Fate on my rock station in my town.
You ever feel sad that you're old now?
No,
you never get that. Well, maybe you just don't feel old. Maybe you just.
No, I do. I feel older.
Do you feel like you were almost 30? Like, did you identify with that?
Yeah,
that concept.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I just
I think that it's a waste of time to look back. I mean, like,
no, I don't mean in that sense.
I look back at my times and I think about this. I think that, like, I don't feel sad because I'm older, because I'm still doing what I want to do now.
Well,
like
I'm not saying like I'm sad because I'm not 18 anymore. Like, I'm not young. It's more like this sort of disparate identity thing, you know?
No.
Because, well, allow me to explain.
Yeah, explain. Because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You, as a guy that makes cartoons about Charlie Brown,
right.
you know, still in almost being 30, I feel like my identity has not developed past 22. Like, I've remained.
You've never had a real job either, too.
I know. Well, that's what I mean. It's weird.
That's what I'm saying.
I've remained psychologically and emotionally 22, and I think I will for my whole life as long as I'm doing this.
Right.
Like, still making memes, and then, but then, because of that, your perspective of like I'm still 22 never changes. So then you say dumb things like Hot Topic is still Scene Kids and stuff.
Well, it's also,
right?
but it's so different because that's to you. Like, it's just because you guys. You and Tom are both
I mean,
like
the reason I'm asking, and Tom is 100% the same way, but the reason I'm asking you is I wonder if it's endemic to someone that has a weird job where you make cartoons about cartoons that you watched in the 90s, you know?
Yeah, probably. I think also because you guys hate everything you don't understand, and you haven't progressed at all. Like, I'm fascinated by all those things.
You just paint me with the Tom brush.
You do well because you guys are the same, and that's not a bad thing.
I think I'm much more open than Tom.
You might be more open, but you're not. You might think you're more open, but you're not. I think that the thing is that you guys, the only two people that you guys have ever been around is each other and stuff. And I think that it's like you might be more open than Tom, but that doesn't say anything because Tom's at like the furthest depths of hell in terms of he's not open to anything.
So what am I not open to? What have you observed?
I think just like not even open, but just like you're not receptive to anything. Like how many times have I ever like told you something you're like I had no idea that was going on, like internet related or something.
I mean that's not me being closed off to stuff. I mean it's me like
that's you being closed. Yeah, because you're not actively looking.
Okay. Well,
what does that mean? You're closed off.
I thought you were painting me as someone that is like unwilling to open myself.
No, I just think that you're not. You have no desire to, and that comes with age as well, though. Too, it's like you after a while you just it's interesting.
Dude, it's sad. It's not. It's literally not even about desire. It's about like knowing how. Like I don't, and that's the other thing that makes me sad about like getting old. Like because I still feel 22, but I feel disconnected, and I literally don't know how to reconnect. And I'm amazed.
I think you just have to like be. Well, the thing is that you guys are so judgy. Like you look at things of like
I'll take it.
Like there's content that you feel like is below you or like it isn't worth your time.
For sure.
So like whenever I tell you about like the makeup drama and stuff, it isn't necessarily that the content is good. It's just what's happening now. Like I feel like I'm super fascinated with like I love like 100% like YouTube has been my dream job and stuff because one thing I think it's the future of stuff. I think that like, as I've told you guys before, even like I think cable television and all that jazz, even streaming, I think that like YouTube is the place of like where even like large corporations are trying to go because it's awesome. Like I love it. Regardless of what people say about the policies and stuff, and that just changes, but that's just what happens. Like, I mean, you have to evolve with stuff, and like the channels that have been around have always evolved with their content, but I love YouTube and like what is on YouTube. It's shit. Like a lot of it is absolute shit, but there's a beauty in that shit of like it's powered by kids that are forever though. 12-year-olds have controlled what's pop culture always.
Sure.
Always. Like music, everything. Yeah. But now it's like on YouTube, but now it's like it's so catered to everything. I mean, like on YouTube, there's the stuff that I enjoy is like I watch Paulo from Tokyo. I know I've told you about him. It's like the guy who goes around and he like basically stays with people that like basically different Japanese careers. I don't really have a huge Japanese bug, but it's super interesting to me and fascinating. And it's like a weird facet I do. Also the Canadian guy, every time I say this, I never remember his channel name, but he just reviews wood cutting axes. He's a lumberjack.
Right.
Yeah. He's just like fascinated. But then there's stuff on trending and stuff. And I think it's fascinating of what is trending on YouTube and what is trending on Twitter are very correlated. And like, it's like they're kind of enmeshed. So like, when the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star and all that makeup conspiracy stuff goes on, it's that drama. It's so fucking stupid, but it's fascinating because lives are ruined by this.
Right.
And money is exchanged. Millions of dollars are exchanged in the process. Why? Because 12-year-olds are driving there and being like, fuck Shane Dawson, all this different stuff. It's fascinating. And then I'd keep up on it because I'm in the know-how versus I know you guys just don't care. You know, it's just like that fascination of me. Like I'm fascinated by it.
I care to the extent that I think it makes you funnier to be on top of things.
Yeah, but see, that's like, that's an ingenuine care.
Yeah,
like,
but my whole thing and Tom's whole thing is just to make like funny stuff. Like that's
absolutely,
and we really care about that.
But a parody and making fun of something is only truly super funny when you care
about the thing. Sure,
yeah.
And
so
I
like whenever I make
agree with
like
that 100% too. But I can't. I just feel disconnected in that. Like I literally don't know how to find these things that are happening. Like you explained to me what mukbang was, which is just embarrassing. Like when did I go from being like 22 years old to being like a fucking boomer? And I'm 28, by the way.
Because I think even back then is whenever you guys were on the up and up and you guys were doing your cartoons, you were living in that deal, but you didn't grow with it.
But I mean, like not to, yeah.
Or even internet culture, because you've always been a part of it. Right. I mean, even as myself, maybe even now that I'm a part of it as well, because I mean, what people don't understand as well still is that like, one, we're two separate channels. I still see comments being like, "You guys, it's Flash Gets and Me Candy."
My favorite one is Flash Gets and Me Candy should collab. When's that gonna happen? Yeah. How many cartoons deep are we now? Well, you know what we need to do is you got to get our voices on your channel. You son of a bitch.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard because you guys, I feel like I still feel like you guys don't like my stuff.
No, absolutely.
But I mean, it's like more like the way that I approach my stuff is that it's like I treat it very seriously, and that's that's where the comedy comes out of it. Because if you joke around with it, it makes it lame, or like you like the subject matter of what I do. Like I legitimately try to put a sense
to say we're too goofy for you.
I just don't think that you guys are. I don't think your voices are the actor. I don't think that it's like a bad. Like I think that's like a certain tone I go for.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Versus like I have a very gruff sounding voice that I think fits a lot of like what you guys want to do, and like it's more comedy oriented. Versus mine, the comedy almost is the back burner of it. The reason that it's funny is because of how goofy this whole situation is. Versus I'm trying to instill a, weird. Like sometimes comedy isn't even like this Peppa Pig tune. There's nothing funny about it. Like it's just a horror cartoon.
I mean, it will be funny though.
But it's funny because it's Peppa Pig. I mean, that's the thing. But like my objective when I look at it and when I made it, it's like on a like everything I make, as stupid as it sounds, it has a super deep meaning to myself. Or like but it's not pushy. So like when somebody watches it, it isn't like, oh, it's some faux deep thing.
Right.
It helps me, and whenever I'm making it, I think to make it more convincing, versus like I think that helps. I think it
gives you a passionate thing to drive towards. I mean,
or I think that it inherently makes it better.
Yeah,
I think that if you made something that's like, oh, it's a fake deep thing. It's kind of like when somebody's like, all metal vocalists are the same, and they like try impersonating it, but it doesn't feel like the same thing. It's just kind of like a whatever. But like this Peppa Pig thing is like the it's hard to say without sounding actually like retarded, but it's like the overstimulation of learning, like failing to learn, like being in school and like you just don't understand something. And like as a child, I think that's funny. Peppa Pig is like, it's always like this kid learning oriented thing. And it's like, I count to 3. It's the overstimulation. It's like the Peppa Pig flips. It's like you revert back to animal. Like you are overstimulated. So that helps too. But then also like I can count to 3, so it's you're learning to count to 3. There's 3 victims in the cartoon,
right,
as well and stuff, and it's like reverting back. But on a face value level, it's funny because it's Peppa Pig killing. But I think it's helpful to be like you can look more into it. You can put more into it if you want to, and that's what I think is always fun because the mass majority of people are going to take everything at face value. Right. And if you like try like force feed a message into something, sometimes
it just comes off as gay.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
It's kind of, I don't know if I would have read that into it, but it's interesting that that's like your driving thing. Because what makes it interesting to you, Yeah,
absolutely. I think that like, and that doesn't happen every time, but for the stuff where I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if this, like, I think it's just more of like, I'm more fascinated with like being like, oh, it'd be cool if this or that.
See, we kind of struggle to find that with concepts often, and like I think, and I agree that our best stuff,
like
whenever there's like a meaning to what we're doing, and that's always the most interesting cartoon because that's generally how we approach cartoons. Is we want to say something about something, and then we use these wacky like pop culture characters
to subvert
they're just like a foil to have the meaning, satire basically. But we've kind of recently been viewing that as sort of restrictive in terms of just being funny. Like we've been trying to make cartoons that are just like dumb, that are just amusing because it's
Well, it's fun to make. I mean, there's also like not one of those is above the other. I think it's just whatever you feel fulfilled by creatively. I think, and
absolutely.
like in return, whatever you feel like is creatively more fulfilling, that's going to be the thing that's like we need to make that because it's funner and it's going to be funner to view for the audience. Like I said, there's nothing that's like, oh, this has a meaning behind that makes it better. No, it's just to me that just is the narrative. Like that's the drive that makes it silly and fun to make. Is having the thing versus like there's somebody like Senior Palo where it feels like I mean there might be a deeper meaning to it, but to me it's like a perfect example of like slapstick fun pacing that's like sporadic and it's crazy and that's like something that makes his stuff so fun.
He's so good at it too. Yeah, he's
his comedic timing is impeccable. Like I mean like it's hard to like people feel like it's like oh it's just like yelling or slapstick.
It's just to draw a funny face.
It's that's not the case. It's like so calculated and also I feel like it's also so much too where it's like direction of person like a person that is like such a loud you're gonna hear how loud he is. It's like instinct. Not everybody has that instinct of that kind of slapstick stuff. I know I don't.
You see people try to imitate it too. It's just so
well because also they try to imitate it, but what ends up happening is that it almost feels like a direct copy of a thing that he's already made, or you know what I mean?
Dude, I can't wait for Shop Talk. Without Tom here, we're just turning this into Shop Talk.
Yeah, you know what we should call? We're going to call this episode Tom Froze to Death Shop Talk.
Shop Talk time. Yeah. We should probably let's try to give him one more call. Give him one more
let's try it one more time
to feature on this episode.
Well, let's if he answers, just be like we're talking shop and see what his response will be because I know he's going to be very upset. I think he's out of service again. Then maybe
I think his phone died. He doesn't have power.
This is the beginning. I'm telling you, whenever you see a news report, we're gonna be like make a. Would we make a tasteful? You know what I'd do if Tom died at his funeral? I'd put like a JPEG of his casket as our thumbnail for the episode. That'd be tasteful, right?
We're like the pallbearers. You think you would get to be a pallbearer? You think you would be no?
We're not that high tier. Honestly,
I'm not even sure.
I don't think that. I doubt. You know what he would do? It was his birthday the other day. I wouldn't even. He didn't even tell me it was his birthday. I feel like he would like. I feel like he would. He'd probably be one of those people that's like. You get he would get cremated, and he would just send it to his parents or something. Like he would be like out of respect to his parents.
Send his ashes to his parents. No. What he would do for the hubris is he would divide his ashes equally into little containers and send them to his various family members.
Better not be me.
That he thinks he's better than.
You know, I'd put his ashes if he gave.
No, because it would be too much to entrust you with a part of him. Like he would not trust you.
But I'm saying if he did send me a part of his ashes, you know, what I'd do. I wouldn't even spread it. I'd leave it in the jar and I'd bury it.
Where'd you bury it though?
I'd in probably this backyard.
You just wouldn't be disturbed. Yeah, just fuck it.
Or you know what I would do? I'd just throw in the trash.
Then you really never have to think about it again. You get a new trash can and stuff too, you know? Yeah.
Or no, I wouldn't even throw it like the inside trash. I put it in the fucking dump that gets dumped into the dump truck. Like it would be it would be in the garage.
Right. Yeah.
Wheel it out. Yeah. He's gone. And I'd be like, I wouldn't even think twice about it. I'm like, there it is. Bye. And I'll tell you something. This whole episode. Honest responses, and I'll tell you why. Because Tom needs to realize that you gotta treat people with respect. I remember the first time I told him when you were talking about like your birthday, and he was like, "Well, I mean, I came out, didn't I?"
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you came out for one game and went home because you're like, it best benefits you.
It's bedtime.
With a friendship, one, you got to feel like you want to be there,
right?
Because you appreciate the person, but then also two, it's not about you; it's about the person. So it's like you kind of do things like, yeah, I've gone to people's parties and stuff, and I've been like tired or whatever. But I've stayed because I'm like, I want to like be with my friends, and it's like his deal. Hat.
I kind of like this. You can destroy the set in the background. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that fog machine to catch the boxes on fire. That'll be pretty cool.
I don't think it will. You're just another paranoid thing.
Someday it will.
It's one of those things.
That thing is motherfucker's fucking hot. If you touched it.
It's hot, but I don't think it's hot enough to like just combust at flames. Like, I mean, it'd be funny. It'd be awesome to get that on video, but
Hunter the Chinese just cannot be trusted.
I'll tell you, the fucking app though that comes with that light. I'm gonna buy more of those lights.
Yeah, that was impressive to be fair.
$17, and it comes with. I mean, like I can control.
Those things used to cost like hundreds of dollars too. I was surprised.
$17 for both of them.
I'm gonna get this for my office.
You should.
Probably,
I'm going. I mean, for my studio, I'm going to. Yeah, that's gonna be my stream lighting.
You should send me a link.
Also, twitch.tv/meatcanyon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and twitter.com/mecanyon.
And at Flash gets done. At Flash, no, just Flash gets just fine. You let me show myself, man.
All right, go ahead.
Flash gets done.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not benefiting people that have abandoned us to die here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Let's tell it like it is. Tom abandoned us to die. He's the one with the car right now.
Well, that's early. I wanted to say
I'm gonna go home. I'm sorry, guys. It's gonna snow later.
Yeah.
I've only got like 7 hours to drive out and get you food and get back, and I just can't.
Yeah, exactly. That one day, whenever he was like, exactly, the day where he could have came here, and he was like, well, I mean, I could come to the office, but it'd only be 4 hours until daylight. I'm like, it's 4 hours.
It is just hardly.
That's an extended cut Lord of the Rings movie. You could have drove over here.
It hardly seems worth it. Just 4 hours.
It just doesn't seem worth it to come over. Yeah. He's a little bitch.
You guys were supposed to shoot ads for Cream Crew too, right? That day.
We were supposed to. We have ads coming for Cream Crew,
That's right.
which if people are bitch about that, fuck yourself. We got awesome ads. We got one awesome. I'm so stoked. We got one awesome ad. I don't want to do it yet because God forbid anything happens. But
you can't tell people.
Yeah, we have one awesome partnership, but we're getting some money generated in the Cream Crew. I mean, we're gonna put it. And the thing about it too is like, it's not enough to be like, oh, we're set. It's gonna be stuff. If I feel like we're gonna put it right back into.
No, I'm telling you guys, this set, like you've been
sick.
You've been saying, isn't it just fitting that Hunter has like a really expensive YouTuber set and Flash gets just have like this poor bullshit for fucking 10 episodes or however long we've been doing video? It's all going to change. It's going to be
we have awesome things.
$3,000 to $5,000 is my estimate.
Yeah,
that range. I will narrow it. I will like. Yeah.
And to be fair, that is a lot of money, but to me, I'm like, it's worth it for like a fun thing because there's so many people that like they'll do shows and it's like like they're just like, oh, we're famous, so we get to just cash in on this. No, like, we want to make it like a fun thing to like not only come and record to, but like visually look at and like. Yeah, I think that it's a fun thing, and also we're going to keep drinking more. I feel like we need to drink more during this podcast. This has been a very talkative podcast, and it's because I've had 2 drinks.
This has been better, yeah,
100%.
I think we're also gonna have guests, and
I'd like to.
Yeah,
I mean, like that's the thing too. Is like people are like, oh, well, it'd be cool to have this person on them. If it's not in person, it's like.
Well, it also has to be like the way you were saying. It has to be someone that you care about and that you're a friend of.
Yeah, because you're not fucking lame to be like, oh, it's like, hey, it's like an awkward thing. Going on? Yeah. That's one thing I respect about Cold Ones. Max was telling me that like they bring people out for like a week and they hang out. And then they record.
And then you do the thing, yeah.
So I mean, but to be fair, those guys are friends with like everybody, so I'm sure it doesn't take any time. But
Max has been around forever, right? So
or it's just like they're.
We should have him out.
I'd love to. Well, that's what I was going to tell him. Is like if you
COVID
guys,
shit is over, or
Yeah. Well, I think I'm supposed to. I mean, I don't want to spread any rumors, but I think I'm supposed to be on Cold Ones in Australia. But if they come to the States,
when is that supposed to happen? Do you know?
I mean, just whenever. I mean, it was supposed to happen last year, but then it fucked up.
Well, yeah, with all this stuff, yeah. I mean, he can use those Pokemon dollars to get a vaccine.
I'm telling you. Yeah, mate. Well, whenever it's all cleared up, I'd love to. I'd love to have both Chad and Max. Chad's awesome too.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not for you assholes.
No, it's for us.
Making fun of this set for however many months.
These little dickheads.
You make this awesome place, and then you get those guys in here.
They're
it's
like
just
sitting there living in their mom's like mom and dad's big ass house, being like, yeah, this shit looks terrible. Sorry, dude. We're not like fuck. We're not Markiplier.
That being said, I don't know what your thing is with like being satisfied with that hangout downstairs with the folding table and stuff. Just have some self-respect.
No, there's a thing about you being there. There's something about creating a set that we record on.
Yeah, but why don't we make the hangout space a cool space too? Like this is.
You can make it cool, but Don, you're sitting there talking about. We were sitting there last night. Last night we were sitting there. Me and I almost stole your girl from me.
House of Cream Crew.
I almost stole your girl from me for coming.
You were talking about fucking her and stuff. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah, I was like, let's leave Dawn and let's go fuck. No, because you were sitting there, like we need to like have all. You're like, it's a small hangout spot, which I don't think we'll ever use. Like I think that like I'm going to be the only person on Fridays.
Dude, I want to do movie night. I'm excited.
I want to do it. I'm excited to watch. I don't think it's going to happen
with you. Kung Pao tonight.
And I think that it's something that's like, it's
I already figured out what we're watching tomorrow. Some bullshit movie you like.
You set the bar too high. You set the bar too high, and it will never be fulfilled. The thing about the couches down there with the fold-out table and the TV is that it's there. It's good to go. If we update it, cool. Do we need something extravagant? No. I think that we can sit there. It's so loud.
That's gonna fall down and then knock the camera over.
Should we let him out? Let the cat back out.
I kind of want to let it happen.
No, I don't want to let it happen.
Look at cat. It's a 10-cent box.
I'm getting him out of here. I'm getting him out. He's gonna bump into something. I don't trust the cat. Come here, cat.
Yeah, so anyways, last night Hunter was trying to fuck my girlfriend, and I just wanted a better TV stand, and that was kind of the major takeaways from watching MacGruber with you.
Yeah.
I don't see what the problem is.
There's not a problem.
Why is it so
I'm keeping it realistic.
Oh, you flash kids, you're so materialistic.
You guys are material because that's what that is. Any other person, I feel like so many people would be like, yeah, we have a TV, we have a little space. It's not a big space. It's like a little dining room, and we have 2 couches in there.
Just make it a little nicer.
And I'm saying we can, but you're like, I mean, dude, you were even saying yourself, you were like, we could get all this stuff for all this crazy shit, and I'm like,
let's do it right now. Let's find out on IKEA.
We could.
Yeah, let's get. Fuck Tom. Doesn't have to.
I mean,
Flash gets will pay for it.
It's not even about the cost. I'm just saying that.
Okay.
It would be easier if it was just you, because then I'd be like, get whatever you want.
Okay.
Because I don't give a fuck. Versus you and Tom, it's like a back and forth. It's just like, no, I don't think about this. Oh, I think I should get this. Oh, it's like it's draining. Just decide on something and do it.
That's
because what you know what we could do down there. We need a rug.
This is why I hope Tom dies.
Well, he will, and it's going to be better for the world.
And we're gonna.
That's why this episode is called "Tom Dies Shop Talk." Tom is dead. Shop talk. Tom froze to death. Shop talk.
Excellent. What color coffee table do you want to get? Because it's just.
Do you think we have room for a coffee table there?
I think we need like something. Just a little thing. Just a little thing to put a cup on. It'd be a tiny.
You have a whole counter behind you.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
You have a whole counter behind you.
The problem's already. Tom's been dead for 10 minutes. Already disagreeing about a coffee table.
I'm just saying that I'm like, there's not enough space. I want to have enough space to walk through comfortably. If anything, the only thing I think is you need is a TV stand with like maybe a little something for the wire, like like the TV stand that has like put the player there or whatever, all that jazz.
Right.
But then also a rug. Like that would be the only 2 things I would do.
A rug would be nice.
And just a rug right there because it gets kind of cold on the tile.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I don't ever wear socks. I'm not a person. I don't wear if I'm not wearing shoes, I'm not wearing socks.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just uncomfortable.
You got like verrucas and stuff.
Huh?
Little foot warts and stuff.
No, I wish. No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, if I'm not wearing shoes, I like my feet being free, my feet to breathe.
You are a very hobbit kind of guy. You look like a hobbit.
I don't look like a hobbit.
It's just you 100% look like a hobbit. What are you talking about?
I don't look like a hobbit. You 100%
look like a.
How do I look like a hobbit?
Listen, to the extent that you don't look like a hobbit is you're just like a very tall man, you know. But yeah, you look like a hobbit. You'd make.
Dude, I look like, you know how I look like? I look like a NASCAR driver, like a B, like if I like not a professional NASCAR driver, like an amateur race car driver.
You look like the guy in Talladega Nights. It's like the original driver.
Yeah, the guy that leaves, the guy that doesn't give a shit.
It's eating nachos.
Yeah, I could agree with that. That's fine. I could agree. That's NASCAR level. That's fine. Yeah, he's the worst in the league or something like that. That's fine.
Yeah, last place every time. Yeah, I can see that.
I hate that NASCAR tees have become like so mainstream because they're so good.
NASCAR tees, like t-shirts.
Yeah, like the graphic tees have become like mainstream. People wear them as like a graphic thing.
That sounds like the same bullshit, like being a hipster and buying an '80s Megadeth t-shirt and thinking you're cool.
Yeah. There was that funny. I think it was like a TikTok or something or some video of a guy goes up and the guy, like this black dude, is wearing like a Slayer t-shirt and he was at a club and the guy goes up, he's like, "What's your favorite Slayer song?" And he's like, "I didn't even know this was a fucking band," and they all laugh. It made me sad, but I thought it was funny. But like, it made me sad.
I mean, you look like the statement is, "I shop at a thrift store." You know, that's the statement. But at the same, aren't those shirts going for like insane money now too? Because
the vintage shirts are.
Yeah, the original.
Which I mean, whatever. I mean, I have buddies who collect vintage concert shirts that I think are cool.
Right.
Like my buddy got this awesome Death, the band Death. You know them?
You were talking about
obviously it's the reason the death metal is called Death because of death, but
hey Tom.
How's it going?
You sound very defeated.
You're podcasting. Bait me into a trap.
Oh, there's no trap. I mean, this is Shop Talk.
Oh, is this the first episode of Shop Talk?
Yeah, you want to do Shop Talk with us?
Yeah, it's about keyframe ranges, baby.
Tom, are you dying over there?
I got vigorous exercise. It was good.
What does that mean?
Means I trekked around to the shops like a man.
Did you walk? Did you walk to the shops?
He did it. We were talking about doing it, but we decided not to because we have a nice, cozy, warm house.
Yeah, too warm.
I think it's because you says like you were afraid of the cold, which was super gay.
Tom has decided that
Put some blankets on you, retard.
It's a birthright as a white person to be able to not be affected by cold, and he'll just like go out in 10-degree weather, be clearly miserable.
Isn't this the guy that continuously eats vitamin D pills because he's so pale?
That sounds very consistent to me. I'm not seeing the fault line here.
But basically, the whole time we've been talking about how if you die, what we would do, and you know, I mean, we're not gonna. No ins and outs. We don't need to tell you the details yet. But I just mean, is there? I guess we just wanted to see if it was a confirmation if you're going to pass away.
To spite you both.
That's the end. That's how we know it's the end. His phone's coming up.
All right, buddy.
Moral of the story is yes, he is going to die.
He's gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think he actually said?
I couldn't care.